Good evening, everyone. So I'm Giovanni Vailati. I'm the Mobility Product Manager for EMEA for HP, and I welcome you to this session. So let's get started. When we look at the computing needs into the IT industry, we have to look at the workplace, right? Because we're talking about commercial products, so we want to focus to the workplace. And we understand it is now populated by a whole generation of people that are now conversant in technology, right? So they grew up with it. They have different expectations of how it can work for them. And so to be successful, companies today have to address their needs, right? So it turns out their needs are also the same needs of others, right? We're talking about convenience, we're talking about speed and productivity. Mobility is simply critical to how things get done in today's world. So there are some real pain points that has to be addressed in a more elegant way. And the first pain point that we can easily identify is that people today have too much discontinuity between their devices, their data, their apps, and their accessories. Just look at this table. So many devices. I don't know about you guys, but I have constantly with me my laptop, my tablet, my smartphones, and all of them have different accessories, different chargers. I have headsets as well, memory sticks. So it's really a mess today. And of course, data has to be synchronized somehow between all those different things. And without talking about security, right? So even security is a big concern with all those devices to manage. So recent studies are actually saying that the average user is using 3 different OSs on average, right? So let's look at the pain point number 2 because it's really linked to this, and it's about IT departments of corporations and companies. So the IT department needs something, needs a device that is secure and is secure in a frictionless way for the end user, right? So current devices are centered around the consumer evolution of the bring your own device, and they don't address the IT needs well enough through their design because it was designed originally for consumer, right? And so this is generating a lot of friction here between end user experience and IT experience. So that there must be something that can be done in this area as well. And this takes us also to point number 3, right? So desktop applications are very hard to handle in a world that is focused on mobile, not only because of the screen size, but also when we look at the number of applications that are available today on mobile devices, right? So we can talk about iOS, we can talk about Android, and we know that there are millions of applications, like 5 millions of applications available on those stores. But let's face the truth, right? When we talk about legacy applications, and those are still the most used apps in the world, we talk about hundreds of billions of applications. So there's still a lot of work to be done in the application world, right? So why we're here to talk about to talk to you about all of this, right? So what is different now? Why are we talking about those things? First, we see that the mobile system on a chip performance has been increasing at an incredible rate. So in the last 36 months, the processing power has increased 3 times, and so have the network speeds they operate on. So we're seeing 3 times the speed on wireless WAN and Wi-Fi that we had 36 months ago. Second thing that we can notice is this data is now everywhere, right? So the sources of data used to sit just on a PC, but now with cloud and mobility, data really goes beyond the device to the cloud, the PC, and the data used to come roped together. And now it's clear that the app and the service simply needs to be wherever you are. So just Think about Dropbox, Google Drive, OneDrive, all those cloud storage services that allow you to get synchronized data wherever you are just with a click, right? So just with a tap of your finger. And then the seamless user experience. So we talked about so many different devices. So having different devices means today having different user experiences. But I don't know if this was covered in the previous session with Microsoft, but really thanks to Microsoft and Windows 10, today we can have the same experience on all those different devices. And when I say all those different devices, I really mean every device that is running Windows 10 today has a similar and a seamless user experience. Windows 10 is running on so many different devices, from smartphone to tablet to convertible to ultrabook to desktops to servers to HoloLens by Microsoft to the also to the Xbox, for example. So, and it's all the same experience on all those different devices. So here comes the first question then. What if I could have a device that fits in my pocket that is as powerful as a PC? Another question would be, what if you had one experience across all your devices? And last but not least, what if your mobile device was the only device that you needed? So we're introducing today the HP Elite X3. We claim the HP Elite X3 is the one device that's every device. As you see here in the picture, very visually, it can be a desktop, it can be a laptop, and it can be, of course, a phone as well, right? And a phablet, so given the screen size, which is 6 inches, it's in between the tablet and the phone and the smartphone segments, so it can really be any device. And how we do that? So we have four pillars where we base our value proposition on. First, and most importantly, this is a killer device. We have top-notch features. There's nothing on the market more advanced than the HP Elite X3 today. And I'll go into all the details of the specs later on. Then we should talk about the integrated accessories ecosystem, because otherwise we'd just be talking about a phone. But it's not. This is the one device that's every device. So we'll see how we can transform the phone into a desktop and into a laptop. And then when we talk about the apps that you need, here is probably where we really, really need your help, guys, because as I mentioned, the applications are critical in today's mobility, and there are still a lot of applications, legacy applications, and desktop applications that are not available on a mobile device. And so here we see the opportunity to grow for you and for us, looking for after the applications that the companies are looking for and to deliver those applications to them in a mobile way. And then, last but not least, HP, we have to recognize that we're number one in commercial computing, and we should leverage this dominant position to basically to push the transition from standard computing to this next generation computing concept. So let's dig into the specs and into the fact that this is a really advanced device. So we can identify four main areas. So we can start with the performance, then we will look at the collaboration features, security, and to the fact that it is a real device that is built for business. So in terms of performance, if you want to build the ultimate device, you really start with the best chipset. We put the Qualcomm Snapdragon 820 quad-core processor on board with plenty of RAM. So you see we have 4 gigs of RAM on our device, streets ahead of what's gone before, and a real watershed moment for us in driving a full PC experience. connectivity of Cat6 LTE modem and 2x2 Wi-Fi. And of course, we have SD memory extensible up to 2 terabytes as well. Onboard memory, by the way, the storage by default is 64 gigs. So plenty of space for all the apps that you need, all the documents that you need, if you have to have them offline. Of course, we talked about data everywhere, so you always have the choice. You see in this icon, OneDrive, you always have the choice to store all your data, documents, and pictures, and music, and everything really on the cloud also. So when we look at collaboration, across all the portfolio, we have a real focus on building the best collaboration experience, and of course the Elite X3 is no exception to this rule. We've worked closely with B&O, so with Bang & Olufsen, to ensure an optimized audio experience with dual front-firing speakers. You see them at the bottom. Dual front-firing speakers for improved audio. Also, we have 3 different microphones with active noise cancellation to deliver really a crystal clear audio even in noisy environments. Then we have a QHD Super AMOLED 6 inches diagonal display. Very bright, super high resolution here, almost no bezel. This is a masterpiece. We also feature a high-performance 8-megapixel front-facing camera and a 16-megapixel rear camera with low-light sensor and LED flash. When we look at security, then first thing that you notice is dual biometrics. So dual biometrics allow you to log in into device with your fingerprint. We have a built-in fingerprint reader on the back of the device that it will be available for the users with next major release of Microsoft Windows 10 Mobile. So it's not supported today, but it will be supported later this year with next major release. And on top of that, for vertical use cases, somehow you can picture somebody using this device with gloves because our screen is so sensitive that it can be used with gloves as well. So you can picture a guy using gloves. So he wouldn't be able to log in with the fingerprint reader if he's wearing gloves, right? So he can use the iris camera, and you can log in with just his iris. So we have an iris camera on the front that will scan your eye and will let you log in. Then we have hardware encryption. We have FIPS 140.2 cryptography as well. This is more for our American customers because it's a standard used in the US and in Canada. Then we have secure boot, image encryption, anti-rollback, TPM 2.0, BitLocker with 128-bit encryption, VPN with SSL, and reset protection too. And last but not least, this is a device that is built for business. So we talk about the beauty and the beast. So this is designed to withstand the stress of your average workday. So it's designed to pass military standards. We have the 810G testing, including 4-foot drop, but it also is designed to pass IP67 testing. So for those of you who are not familiar with this, the first digit is for dust resistant and the maximum is 6. So we have a completely sealed device. So it means that not even a single grain of dust will ever enter the device. And the second digit is for water, for liquid, and it supports liquid submersion, so liquid immersions for up to 1 hour and a depth of about 1.5 meters. On top of that, we protect our screen with Corning Gorilla Glass 4, the best on the market today when it comes to tough screens. And also we have a huge 4,150 milliamperes battery, which is today the biggest battery on the market to ensure that you get through all your meetings, all your calls with no issues. We also support wireless charging. There are 3 standards currently on the market. We support all of them. It's also a dual SIM device. You can have either the two SIMs, it's 2 nano SIMs, or you can have 1 nano SIM and use the other slot for the micro SD card. So it's exclusive, either one or the other. And then we use the USB-C connector, which is, of course, the most advanced connector today that basically allows you to get a lot of things passing through this port. You get power, you get video, you get audio, you get everything passing across one single port. And of course, it's also reversible, so it means that there is no more need to push and try to fit the USB-C, the USB cord in it. It will always be the right side. And let's talk about the accessories. When we talk about the accessory, we should look at the Continuum experience that comes with Windows 10 Mobile and how we can enhance that Continuum experience, right? So first, we have the desktop. So the desktop allows you to go big when you need. So um, when you go to the office, for example, or to the house, you only have to carry your Elite X3 device, and you go big when you need it. So it comes with USB-C and USB-A. It has an Ethernet port. It features also rapid charging, so you can have it on your desk. It will hold your phone in a portrait mode, so you can easily monitor whatever incoming call, texts, everything really at the palm of your hand, and it's also allowing you to connect to a screen, of course. And with that, you can go big and take advantage of the Continuum feature, so you can use the applications on your bigger screen if they're written to work with Continuum. And then how can you take all that we've seen just in the previous slide and make it portable? So we created the lapdog. What is the lapdog? The lapdog is basically allowing you to take the desktop, the display that you have on your desk, the keyboard and the mouse, all together in one single device with a 12.5 inches diagonal screen, near borderless display, and an incredible battery of 48 watts-hour. It will allow you to face transoceanic flights without having to worry about battery. So you'll be able to move from San Francisco to Amsterdam, for example, and you would land with 100% of battery on your phone, because this laptop can also charge your phone because it's using USB-C that passes power. So that's one of the biggest news here on the market. We're the first in the industry to provide this kind of a device. And when we look at all the other accessories that we have in our portfolio, we have stylus, we have a USB auto, so a car adapter for power, we have anti-fingerprint, anti-glare, anti-shatter screen protectors, we have a Qi wireless charger, we have wallet folio protective case, we have a stylus holder, and we have a rugged and a silicone protective case as well. So just to sum everything up, the Elite X3 difference, we talked about the fact that this is a killer device. We talked about the fact that we have a comprehensive ecosystem of devices, accessories that can really expand your experience as a user and take it to the next level, allowing you to go big when you need it, when you need more space to create or edit application or documents. You can take advantage of the bigger screen with your apps to really be more productive. And then we talk about the fact that we are number one in commercial and that we should take advantage of that position. And with that, I really thank you for joining. I don't know if there are any questions for me.
The speaker, if the audience wanted to know more information about the hardware specs and like really deep dive, where can they find more information?
So we have a web page, of course, dedicated to this product on our HP.com website. So it's easy to find, and there's also a data sheet available. So with all the specification, really exact specification of our device. So you can find all the information there. And if not, you can always drop me a mail at giovanni.vailati@hp.com.